Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Mehar Nisa doing Bachelor's in Computer Sciences from COMSATS University. My registration number is FA17 PCS 162. In this video, I will talk about a topic why democracy fails in Pakistan. I hope you like my content and opinion. So let's get started with the video. Let's start with a little know-how of what is the meaning of democracy. So democracy basically means ruled by people. People elect their representatives to govern them, or you can say citizens govern themselves. Democracy has become successful in many countries around the world. However, we cannot say that democracy is the only solution to all societal, economic, and political problems. Different democratic states could not bring the same outcome due to differences in their culture, values, literacy, and public participation in politics. Therefore, democracy is not the only solution to all the problems. Let's move on to the topic democracy and Pakistan. You might think why I wrote democracy in Pakistan. I should have written democracy in Pakistan. The reason to that is I think Pakistan has never experienced democracy in a true way. So Pakistan has experienced democracy under the Constitution of 1956 and 1973, but the general public remained dissatisfied due to poor governance. So for the better investigation of why democracy always failed in Pakistan, we have to go back to 1947 when Pakistan was established as a nation state. So here you can see the list of prime ministers of Pakistan. Notice one thing that almost none of the prime ministers of Pakistan has completed his 5 years. So since independence, Pakistan has experienced different forms of government, which includes parliamentary, presidential systems, martial law, and democracy. The process of democracy was again and again derailed in Pakistan. Like in 1956, Pakistan had experienced a parliamentary system, but within 2 years the constitution was suspended and martial law had been imposed by General Ayub Khan. In 1962, Ayub Khan introduced the presidential system. However, due to corruption and many other reasons, his government also could not succeed in Pakistan. In 1973, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was first elected Premier of Pakistan who had completed his 5 years. This democratic process was again distorted by Ziaul Haq, who also imposed martial law. After the death of Ziaul Haq in 1988, Benazir Bhutto became the Premier of Pakistan. But in 1990, the PPP government was suspended under the allegation of corruption and poor governance. From 1993 to 1996, PPP again remained as a ruling party but could not complete its tenure and got dismissed due to corruption charges. On the other hand, the Pakistan Muslim League (PMLN) ruled from 1991 to 1993 and from 1997 to 1999. Here again, the elected government of PMLN could not complete its tenure, and in October 1999, General Pervez Musharraf had imposed martial law in the country. Like you can see that not a single prime minister in Pakistan has been allowed to complete his tenure. Let's find out and discuss the causes behind such weak status of democracy in Pakistan and try to reach workable solutions. So, behind the failure of democracy in Pakistan, there are a few reasons, such as um, you can see in the slides the lack of democratic norms, role of political parties in democracy, role of state institution in protecting citizen, lack of credibility of elections, and the communication gap between political leaders and general public. We will discuss each of them one by one. Let's start with with the first one, lack of democratic norms. So, as you can see in the slides, that in Pakistan, real democratic norms could not be prevalent due to many factors. Clashes and conflicts between governments are very common in Pakistani politics. So, despite the fact that almost all the political parties struggle for restoration of democracy, like from 1998 to 1999 and from 2008 to 2013, PPP and PMLN have ruled. We all know that in May 2013 election, PMLN made the government again. Although both parties under the leadership of Benazir Bhutto and Mia Nawaz Sharif had struggled for restoration of democracy, but both paid little attention to the rights of common public. So, in the case of Pakistan, the real problem is not the democratic form of government, but in the autocratic attitude of government and leaders. Like almost all the politicians does not bother about their promises when they came into power. So next point is role of political parties and democracy. So for the development of a democracy, the role of political parties is very important. Like in November 1997, the supporters of PMLN attacked the Prime Minister of Supreme Court of Pakistan, but the leadership did not discourage their supporters. This kind of attitude is not acceptable. Politicians should understand and promote democratic values, policies, and tolerance for opposition parties, like especially opposition parties. Next point is role of institutions in protecting citizens. So in democracy, the role of state is to protect the lives and assets of its country. In this regard, the role of police and judiciary is very important. Like, however, all the democratic governments fail to maintain peace and law and order in the country. So that can also be a very solid reason of the failure of democracy in Pakistan. So the next one is lack of credibility of election. I think this is the most important one. Like, for instance, the free and fair and regular elections are the real essence of true democracy. So one of the biggest reasons of failure of democracy in Pakistan is there is no free, fair, and regular election system. So, for instance, in May 2013 elections, PMLN got majority of vote, and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has emerged as the second major party in the country. After 2013 election, PTI chairman Imran Khan blamed that the elections results were not correct. He started raising serious questions over the transparency of this political activity. Although he was correct in his side, but uh, it is just an example that defeated parties always blames the winning side of rigging. And the last point that the slide says that role of education. So, democracy is basically a rule of majority. Majority decides the future of Pakistan. In Pakistan, the person who can read and write his own name is considered educated. But in reality, only 1 in 100 is graduate. So, those 99 people don't have any correct knowledge of the democracy, and they don't have any know-how of how this all works. So what do you think that those 99 people can decide the future of Pakistan correctly? So this is a very serious question. Last one, and I think one of the important one is this the communication gap between political leaders and general public. So in Pakistan, both the civil and military leaders have ruled. Despite the fact that almost all the political leaders are in favor of democracy, they find little interest in the development and progress of genuine democratic norms and behaviors. So political leaders come in public to get votes, but once they came in power, they try keeping themselves at distance from the citizen. So this kind of attitude is seriously not acceptable. So after all of these reasons and this research, I conclude that the role of government institutions such as legislative, executive, and judiciary are important. The role of politician is also very important. There is a need to bring merit in all institutions and eliminate corruption, especially among politicians. Create awareness among citizens for their rights and to elect honest leaders in elections. So here was my conclusion, and here the video ends. And I hope you understand, I hope you understand what I tried to explain. Thank you so much for watching. We believe supporting and doing right means the true independence and freedom. So be united, be Pakistani, and contribute for the better and stronger Pakistan. Pakistan Zindabad. Allah Hafiz.